Uh, Quickly here, I'd like to share my condolences to those out east. I'm on the west coast here of America, and with as sincerest a solemn feeling, I would like to send my best wishes and my blessings out to those in the east coast, on the east coast, who recently Hurricane Sally came by and did some uh, incredibly sublime damage. The power of nature is just incredible, and I feel that there's a very, very important lesson for humanity, um, generally speaking, overall. And I think in some ways that America may be a little slow on the uptake with the importance, but I feel that that's just because uh, our eye is on other things that are just as gravely important as the health and welfare of our coastal cities in relationship to hurricanes that occur. And I want to tip a glass of admiration to those social servants who dedicate their lives to such a great, noble endeavor as the one of helping and stooping, bending over to lend your fellow human being a hand. It's just incredible that we are able to help our brothers and our sisters. So, as far as tonight and my perspective that came upon me, it was like, you get a bunch of ideas that coalesce together, and then this comprehensive understanding sort of surfaces. And it's like an aha moment that's a popular cliche that Oprah liked to term it. I like the term flash. I have flashes of illumination. However, sometimes my flashes also include these spontaneous events where something is included in all these small parts that is more than all these small parts and adds to these small parts in such a way as to bring a single cohesive vision, a comprehensive understanding. So I term it flash. However, an aha moment I might term as a coalescing of interrelatedness that comes together and fits perfectly. So many aspects come together to fit nicely together. Whereas the term that I use is a flash of illumination. There is something other that is added to, that comes in and brings the whole thing together. That's just my little way of interpreting it for myself. But John David Ebert, on his lectures of Kant and of Heidegger, got to tip a glass to those two gentlemen, as well as John. really helped me to understand where John was coming from. The thing is that he's explaining these guys. I haven't read them. I like to sit with books in my own little area and integrate them as I can, and take my time with them. And the library, there's something about possessing the book myself, not a loner. And this may be splitting hairs, but it's just my own little way of how I am. And I haven't been able to get these books at the used bookstore that I go to. They haven't been on the shelf. See, another aspect of my being is that I'm spontaneous and random. I have this spontaneity and randomness that helps me to, when it comes time for me to integrate a new experience, spontaneity and randomness are a very important part of the happening, the event with a capital E. And they help to give a sense of awe and wonder and a sense of destiny, as it were. Now, I can have somebody push something down my throat, and that seems more like fate. Fate and fatalism. There's the hair splitting again for myself. These are subtle differences within me that I recognize for myself, where somebody can shove a fact of life down my throat, but it doesn't mean I have to like it. Whereas a sense of destiny is something that is fulfilling. Somebody can shove something down my throat and demand that I understand it, and it doesn't leave me with a sense of fulfillment. It may leave me with understanding, but I think to myself, you have totally devalued the whole idea by forcing it upon me. So spontaneity and randomness are very important. And I think a lot of espionage has to do with this spontaneity, making it seem as though it is spontaneous and random. Like magic. The magician tries to entice the crowd, the audience, into a state of awe and wonder. But this state of enticing, this action of enticing, needing to entice, is not necessarily a destiny event for me. It's more like a willful demand. And that's why some artists, some entertainers make it and don't make it. Some are really good at presenting something that people, personally, I think if you pay money to go see somebody to entertain you, you're already willing. But then you got to be enticed somewhat. So espionage is a secret way of enticing an individual towards a demanded requirement of them, and that's the fatalistic side of life. But then there's this destiny side that says it could have been or could not have been, were it not for happenstance, so to say. Anyway, this is getting pretty long in just an introduction to some of my ideas.